We have a young man that's going to lead us this afternoon in the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Will Ray. And he is a third grade student at Lake Conroe Elementary School.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If there's no additions and deletions to the agenda before you, we have a recommendation to approve the agenda.
Yes, sir, I recommend the board to approve the agenda.
Do we have a motion?
Make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the agenda for April the 8th. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried, the agenda is approved. First item of business on the agenda is the superintendent's report.
Yes, sir, I've got 4 items on our agenda, 3 items, excuse me, this afternoon. We have several students in attendance and also some teachers that we're going to be recognizing from our high schools today. We've got 7 of the 8 high schools present. I will go ahead and say on the front end, some of our valedictorians and salutatorians and different students are unavailable because of college visits and other school activities, but we've got most of our valedictorians, salutatorians, star students, and star teachers here together, so y'all can meet them today. You know, we're always excited this time of year when we get to recognize our graduating seniors. Our valedictorian salutatorians that you'll meet, obviously the valedictorian is the student with the highest grade point average in the class, and the salutatorian is the second highest, but the star student and star teacher, the way that works is that's a program through the Mississippi Economic Council. The STAR stands for Student Teacher Achievement Recognition, and the student or the senior with the highest ACT score at each high school is that STAR student. However, you'll see tonight that we will have some that will have multiple STAR students. That is when you have scores of 35 or higher. So you're either the top senior ACT score-wise or you have a 35 or higher. So if you have multiple 35s or higher, you have multiple STAR students. And then those STAR students get the name the STAR teacher. That's the person that's had a great amount of influence on them during their education career. So we're going to start out. I'm going to ask Principal Doug Payne to come forward from Centerville High School to introduce his students to us.
Thank you, Mr. Ellison and the school board for allowing us to come today and recognize these great students. It's an honor. It's a lot of hard work to be 1 and 2 in your class. Our salutatorian, who went there, like Mr. Ellison said, is at the district track meet today. So she is not with us, but our salutatorian is Abigail Enfield. And our valedictorian is Mary Lindsay. And our STAR student, or just to stick around, our STAR student is also Ms. Mary Lindsay. And Ms. Lindsay has selected Ms. Judah Terry as her STAR teacher. Congratulations.
and members of the school board for having us here today. Our valedictorian for DeSoto Central High School this year is Brett Maltz. Our salutatorian, Lavish Patel. We're fortunate enough this year to have 5-star students from DeSoto Central High School. First star student, Brett Maltz. John Barch. Jalen Fly. Wendy Gardner. We have Deoncia Walker, but she's unavailable to be with us today. Coming, so. I'm gonna go ahead and call out the teachers. I'm gonna get the teachers to stand with the students that they selected. The students selected as a star teacher. Come on, guys. There's it. Hey, all right. First star teacher, Miss Ashley Webb. Coach Phyllis Hicks. Leslie Pleasant. Mary Kylie Ruff. Miss April Rucker.
The star teacher by the star student. Where? Move down.
Congratulations. And the award. One like that.
Mr. Austin, board members, thank you for having me. One Lake High School's valedictorian is not able to make it tonight. He's another state at the college visit. He is Isaac Marquette. the Horn Lake High School salutatorian is Madison Burke.
Thank y'all. Congratulations. John McGuire from Lake Former High School. Oh. You go right.
You're the boss. Okay, our star student, excuse me, is also Isaac Marquez, who's out of state on college visit. And he chose for the star teacher, Mr. Michael Kinney.
Congratulations. Let's go to That's right. Great. Congratulations. Thank you. Now,
Lake Warner High School valedictorian, Ms. Jessica Wilson. Salutatorian is Diamond Hill.
come on, Scott. Congratulations.
Lake Warner High School star student, Dallas Williams. And Dallas chose our accelerated, gifted, and PSAT teacher, Miss Lisa Hutchison.
Chris Fleming from Lewisburg High School. Thank you for having us today. Lewisburg High School this year has 2 star students, Caleb Owens. And Miss Cindy Boone. Caleb chose his star teacher, Miss Kim Hallmark, who was the band director at Lewisburg High School. And Cindy chose Miss Tracy Hunter, who teaches our PSAT class, and does AP Lane, teaches gifted English. Jacob Strickland from Olive Branch High School.
Thank you for having us to recognize these outstanding students. The salutatorian of Olive Branch High School, Michaela Shields. The valedictorian valedictorian of Olive Branch High School, Ricky Fable. Our star student this year, Mr. Kent Patterson. And Kent chose as his star teacher our band director, Mr. Jason Gunn.
Congratulations. Mr. Shane Jones from South Haven High School.
Like everyone, thanks for having us to recognize these students. Our valedictorian for this school year is Miss Ember Sutton. And our salutatorian is Mr. Leo Weaver. Our star student is also Mr. Leo Weaver. And he chose for his star teacher, Miss Selena Baker.
Congratulations to all of our students and teachers. I know we'll be recognizing several of y'all in upcoming weeks, so we recognize our 30-plus students from each of our schools out of ACT. A great job by everyone there. We've got one more student group that I would like for us to recognize, a special group of young men. In just a second, I'll be calling their head coach to the front, but this past year, Center Hill High School's boys basketball team won the 5A boys state championship. They won the division championship earlier in the year and then went and won the state championship in a very close game against Olive Branch. And it was just an excellent game. They had an excellent season. They played in tournaments all around the country and did a wonderful job, not only representing the DeSoto County Schools on the court, but also off the court. And at this time, I'd like to recognize their head coach, Mr. Newton Maker.
Thank you, Mr. Hustleton. School board, first of all, it's just an honor to be here today on such a special occasion. Just echo what Mr. Hustleton said, such a special season. Not only just for Center Hill High School, but for DeSoto County as a whole. So really the whole season to have probably the top 2 teams in the entire state in our own county was really something remarkable in itself. Mr. Hustleton, thank you so much for coming down and supporting both teams in the state championship game. On behalf of Doug Payne, our principal, does an excellent job of making sure at our school he supports everything. He is a big basketball fan, so he's at all the basketball games, which makes it really great for me. And for our school board, we just want to say thank you to our county AD, just the way that you guys support our student athletes. But to go 17-0 to start the basketball season, to be ranked in the top 50 in the country, and then have an opportunity to not only play for the district championship, but the state championship, and to see a bunch of young men that not only work hard, not only do they go to class, not only are they very good students of our school, but they represent us as a whole, and they're a brotherhood. And a lot of people look at a lot of things I do, but my team stands behind one thing that's called championship mentality. And that's what we want to do on and off the court, is we want to be presenting ourselves as champions. So it was a great year. I'm going to call you guys up. I'd love to talk a bunch. I know we got things to do, but I'm going to call our guys up. Thank y'all so much for having us today on this special day. My assistant coach is just going to come up. He's here with us today. This is Coach Josh Barnett. Now we're going to call our team out. Calvin Dockery. Next up will be Caden Laws. Next up is Jaden Bobo. Zandon Harrelson. Braxton Morris. DeCorion Payton. Jaquez Arden. James Mitchell. Marquez Berry. Kevin Henry. Kenneth Lewis. Cameron Goodwin. Antoine Honor. And Calvin Temple. Jamal Ross. Now for our managers, which are a big part of our team, Chris Burks. Elijah Lakes. And Anthony Moose Edwards II.
Yeah, they'll show want to get a brief picture.
Okay, let's get first ones at the back. You can sing that home. Might even do 3 lines. Just want to get through.
Hey, get another line.
Another line. Make sure that nobody's face is covered up.
sure your shirt is in your whole face. Okay, right there. I want to be sure to see your whole face. Okay, we'll get you. Come right here. Ready? Okay, scoot in a little bit right there. Make sure you can see me. I'm gonna make you two pounds.
Coach, Mr. Nichols, okay. Here, Mr. Nichols wanted to say something to y'all and all of our students who are here in attendance.
The board deeply appreciate all of y'all being here, everyone here, spotlighted, because it's an honor and privilege to go anywhere in the United States and represent the Southern County School System and speak for each and every one of y'all, because you are recognized, and this board is extremely proud of each and every one.
Thank y'all.
Say a few words.
Go right ahead, Ms. Ryan.
Guys, if y'all play basketball exactly the same way you dress, y'all are super cool today.
I want to congratulate once again Center Hill High School boys basketball team and all of our valedictorians, salutatorians, star students, and star teachers that are in attendance. Thank y'all for how all of you represent the DeSoto County Schools. If you would like to go before we get into our regular business, now would be the perfect time to head out. You're welcome to stay. Y'all have a great evening. Ms. Smith, teacher spotlight will be at the end. We got 4 members right here.
See they start the mouse around. I was watching, I was going back from screen to screen.
Every time I moved, I'm like, oh no, it's just away.
Like former elementary teachers, first of all, thank y'all for being here. We're gonna save the best for last, so y'all will be out there. We've got 2 board members who are gonna be joining us in just a second on the phone, and so their time is limited, so we're gonna move on to that part, and then your part will be right then.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the attorney's report.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have 2 matters, a litigation matter and then a contract matter that involves facilities usage, that would be in executive session.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to announce that I have Ann Jolly and Sarah Dawes Thomas on the line. Ms. Jolly, are you here? Ms. Dawes Thomas, are you with us? Thank you.
Do we have an approval of the minutes of the previous this meeting, March 26th, board meeting.
I make that motion that we approve the minutes of March 26, 2019 board meeting.
Do we have a second? Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Minutes are approved. Next item is the consent agenda, items A through B. Mr. Austin.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the consent agenda.
Okay. Mr. Austin's recommendation to approve the consent agenda, items A through B. Do we have a motion to that? Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Second having been made. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the motion is carried. The minutes of the consent agenda is approved. Okay. New business. Item A is a resolution declaring a need to lease school facilities. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Item A is a resolution of the board's intent to use funds for additions and renovations up to 18 projects at our existing schools. These projects will be paid through the general fund, and there will be no increase in taxes.
Do we have a recommendation of Mr. Austin?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend to the board to approve the resolution declaring a need to lease school facilities.
Based upon the superintendent's recommendation, Mr. Williams' presentation of the matter, do we have a motion for that effect?
Make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried.
Do we have a vote, ladies?
Okay. Okay, item B is lease reimbursement resolution, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Item B is a resolution for reimbursement, so that the district is able to be reimbursed for the expenses that may have already been expended on the proposed projects prior to us receiving the proceeds.
Having heard, Mr. Williams' definition of this, lease reimbursement resolution, your recommendation, Mr. Austin.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the lease reimbursement resolution.
Okay, based on Mr. Austin's recommendation for approval, do we have, motion? Yes. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried.
Ladies?
We're getting some votes over the phone, y'all. See, then what we're doing up here, but anyway. Number C, architectural services, Allen and Moschel, 9-3 building. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. We're requesting permission from the board to hire Allen and Holsham as the architect for the 9th grade building addition at DeSoto Central High School.
Okay, having heard Mr. Williams' explanation of this item, Mr. Austin, do you have a recommendation to the board?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the architectural services of Allen Motion for the 9th grade building at DeSoto Central High School.
Based upon the superintendent's recommendation, do we have a motion to that effect? Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. All right, number D is permission to advertise for bids for the 9th grade building. So the Central High School, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir. Based on the last line item, we're requesting permission to take bids for the 9th grade building at at DeSoto Central High School.
Based on Mr. Williams' recommendation, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the advertising of bids for the ninth grade building at DeSoto Central High School.
Based on the superintendent's recommendation, do we have this in the form of a motion?
So moved.
Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is seconded, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Item D is approved. Item E is architectural services and reflooring project for Lake Intermediate School. Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir, we're requesting permission to hire Allen and Oshel as the architect for the reflow project for One Lake Intermediate School.
Based upon Mr. Williams' explanation of item E, Mr. President, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend to the board to approve the architectural services of Allen Hoschel for the reflooring project at One Lake Intermediate School.
Based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation for item E, architectural services, Allen Motion reflooring project for Lake Intermediate School, do we have that in the form of a motion?
So moved.
Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second having been made, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
Ms. Thomas.
We have five. Item number F, Mr. Williams, permission to advertise for bids for the reflooring project on Lake Intermediate School.
Yes, sir, we're requesting permission from the board to advertise for bids for the reflowing project at One Lake Intermediate School.
Based on Mr. Williams' explanation, Mr. Usleton, do you have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the advertising for bids for the reflooring project at One Lake Intermediate School.
Based on the superintendent's recommendation for item F, the permission to advertise for bids, do we have that in the form of a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second to that motion?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried.
Ms. Thomas.
Aye.
Your votes are recorded by vote. Item G is 219 third grade reading camp, Mr. Spencer.
Yes, for the literacy-based promotion, I requires third grade students to pass the state literacy exam and before they can be promoted to fourth grade. Those students who do not pass the initial assessment and the first read test, we would like to provide a summer camp for them during the June 17th through 28th from 8 to 11 o'clock to receive intense intervention before the retest is given at the end of June. Bus transportation will be provided by the district, as well as there will be no cost for the student to attend.
Thank you, Mr. Spencer. Do we have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend to the board to approve the 2019 third grade reading count plan.
Based on the superintendent's recommendation to approve the third grade reading camp, do we have that in the form of a motion? Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second having been made, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried.
Ms. Thomas.
Aye.
Item H is 219 summer school proposal elementary. Yes, right, Mr. Spencer.
Yes, for the district, it's proposing a plan that you have in your packet for an elementary school program for students in grades 3, 4, and 5 at South Haven Intermediate School from June 5th and June 28th. Details regarding the program, including the cost for students and criteria for them to attend, that's included in your packet. Bus transportation will not be provided. It'll be the parent's responsibility to transport the child to this program.
Thank you, Mr. Spencer. Questions, comments? The recommendation is
Mr. Chairman, I recommend to the board to approve the 2019 summer school proposal for elementary ESY.
Based upon the superintendent's recommendation, do we have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Do we have a second? Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
All right. Okay. 219, summer school proposal, middle and high schools. Mr. Spencer.
Excuse me, yes, sir, we're proposing a plan to provide middle and high school for students in grades 6 through 12 from June 3rd through July 15th. Students in grades 6 through 8 will attend classes at South Haven Middle School, and students in grades 9 through 12 will attend classes at South Haven High School campus. The details regarding these programs are outlined in your proposal, including the cost and who will oversee the programs. And for the record, bus transportation will not be provided. It'll be the responsibility of the parent and the child to get to school for this program. And this will be no cost to the district as well.
Any questions, comments? Mr. Spencer? None, Mr. Ellis, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the 2019 summer school proposal for middle and high school.
Okay. Based upon the superintendent's recommendation to approve item I, summer school proposal, middle and high school, do we have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Motion having been made, do we have a second? All those in favor, aye.
Aye. Ladies.
Motion is passed. J, certification of bank reconciliations, February 2019, Mr. Williams.
Yes, sir, all active accounts that are listed in your packet have been reconciled for the month of February.
All right, thank you, sir. That was good. Mr. Austin, your recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the certification of bank reconciliation for February 2019.
Based upon, Mr. Austin's recommendation of item J, the certification of bank reconciliation, do we have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye. Ladies.
Opposed? Aye. Motion carries. Item K is new board policy, early graduation. Ms. Williams.
Yes, sir, we're presenting this policy for a second reading. It was posted on our website, and we did not receive any comments.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Your recommendation, Mr. Austin.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the new board policy IFG for early graduation.
Based upon Mr. Austin's recommendation in this week's presentation, do we have a motion to that effect? Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded. All those in favor, aye.
Aye. Ladies.
Opposed, the motion carries. Item L is revised board policy, ICFAAA, textbook selection and adoption. Ms. Williams.
Yes, sir, this policy is being presented for revision, and the change is to bullet point 19.1, and states that each school district provides students in each school with access to current or otherwise appropriate textbooks that are in one edition.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Based on Ms. Williams' presentation, Mr. Austin, do we have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy ICFAAA for textbook selection and adoption.
Based upon the superintendent's recommendation for approval, do we have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Do Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Next item of business is number M, revised board policy IDDFAA, district assurance for children with disabilities. Ms. Weeks.
Yes, there's one small change made under full service goal. 21 is changed to 20. This is presented as a revision.
What was changed to what?
20.
Based on this week's presentation of item F, Mr. Austin, do we have a recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IDDFAA, District Assurance for Children with Disabilities.
Based upon the superintendent's recommendation and this week's presentation by them, do we have a motion to approve?
Make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye, please.
Motion is carried. Number N, revised board policy IFBD, school libraries. Ms. Weeks.
Yes, sir, this policy is being presented as a revision, and it's under bullet point 7 on page 3. Assistant Superintendent of Academic Education is being revised to say Associate Superintendent of Academic Services.
All right, based on this week's presentation of item N, revised board policy IFBD, superintendent's recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IFBD for school libraries.
Based upon Mr. Usleton's recommendation in this week's presentation, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Second having been made, all those in favor, aye.
Aye, please.
Opposed?
Go ahead, Ms. Jolly.
Okay, I need to go. I need to leave for the airport.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And then there were four. And then there were four. We're down to four board members.
Ms. Thomas, is that your choice, or are you needing to leave at this point in time? All right. Thank you for joining us. And thank you.
Thank y'all for being here.
Mr. Chairman, we have now lost, not lost, but we have had Ms. Jolly and Ms. Thomas both leave the meeting.
All right, we're taking two board members, they were on telecommunication, to vote, but that brings us to item O. So, four present. Would y'all like to make y'all's presentation without us having to keep you here for all of these other items?
That
It's a
is.
long day for you.
Yeah, they've been
Whatever
in
y'all
classroom
want
all
us to
day. Let's go ahead, y'all go ahead and present. I said we we're gonna say the best for last, but we're calling middle, how about that? So, at least y'all know there's a lot of business that goes on at board meetings. Now, but we're introduced to you, of course, y'all already know Ms. Carol Smith. She does a wonderful job at Lakeland Elementary School, and they will be the teacher spotlight this evening.
Thank you so much for making time for us and allowing us to present a little bit about Little Swamp. We appreciate that. I have two teachers here with me today, Mary Catherine Latham, who is a kindergarten teacher and also our current teacher of the year. And then Elizabeth Rauer, who is one of our spotlight teachers. She does second through fifth grade spotlight.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you for having us today. At Lake Forman, we've had many things that we wanted to share with you today, so we decided to make a video so we can highlight many different things of how we try toward excellence every day.
At Lake Cormorant Elementary, there are many reasons our school is great. We want to show you a few of those reasons today. Lake Cormorant Elementary Spotlight students teamed up with the CTC West welding students to design and build model roller coasters. During the 2017-2018 academic year, Lake Cormorant Spotlight program began a unit of study about roller coasters that ended with a trip to Walt Disney World. This year, Spotlight students are deepening their understandings of roller coasters by designing their own models out of everyday items, and with the help of welding students from CTC West, getting to see their plans come to life. Once their model roller coasters are complete, Spotlight students demonstrate their knowledge of motion, physics, and safety by using a marble to represent the roller coaster car. As mentors for the young designers, the CTC West welding students provide feedback on how to improve the structural soundness and safety of their designs. This year, CTC West students traveled with the Spotlight class to Disney World, where they all participated in an educational workshop on roller coaster design and function. Through this collaboration, the students were able to work together on the roller coaster design process and make suggestions on how to improve the coasters they had begun designing at home. The tests were conducted and a final coaster was chosen to be built. It is in production now at CTC West, and we are all excited to see the finished product. This school year, our kindergarten team has piloted the Super Kids reading program from Zayna Blazer. They have seen amazing results in their students' phonological and phonemic awareness, reading and comprehension skills, and writing skills. Super Kids uses 13 diverse kids and one dog to help introduce the letters of the alphabet. Students are able to relate to the Super Kids and learn to read as they go on adventures. Each day starts with a daily routine focused on phonological awareness, dictation, and handwriting. Students then participate in a whole group phonics and reading lesson. Students read more stories about the Super Kids while in flexible leveled reading groups. They feel like they really know the Super Kids, so it's as if they are reading about their friends. The first few stories in the beginning of the year are picture-only stories. Students are encouraged to make sense of the story orally. As more letters are learned, students use those letters to read more words. The time allowed to master sounds, along with the gradual addition of new sounds, makes for a seamless transition into blending and reading. By the end of the year, students are reading multi-syllabic words easily, as they've been taught to read with the correct side of their brain. Along with fictional stories, Super Kids also provides nonfiction texts. These texts have been great to build background knowledge and create experiences for our students who may not get to have them otherwise. Super Kids also has a writing component. Kindergartners have gone from drawing simple pictures to creating books full of sentences. Our first grade team will take on Super Kids next year to continue developing the literacy skills our students need. We can't wait to see where Super Kids takes our school in the future. Our 5th grade ambassadors are leaders in our school and represent Lake Cormorant at many events throughout the year. They have worked on many projects this year, such as helping to build and organize a clothes closet and spearheading our Great Kindness Challenge. This past fall, our ambassadors conducted a food drive to help feed local families. They collected and counted food each day, and they helped deliver and organize it at Minor Memorial United Methodist Church. The ambassadors spend Tuesday mornings on the kindergarten hall. They help mentor kindergarten students and help them practice skills they may need more help in. Our ambassadors have learned the art of a good handshake and how to properly greet someone. They've practiced these skills at many events at Lake Cormorant this school year. At Lake Cormorant, we partner with many members of our community and hold several events throughout the school year. We've had many guest readers in the swamp this year. A couple of our favorites were Santa and Cat in the Hat. We had both a mother-son dance and a father-daughter dance this school year. These events are both fun and help our students and their parents to feel special. In November, our third graders, along with students from Lake Homer Middle and High Schools, put on a Veterans Day program for students and veterans in our community. Our very own Mr. Beck, a fourth grade teacher and veteran, gave an inspiring message. In December, we were honored to host the Tour of Excellence for DeSoto County. State Superintendent Dr. Carrie Wright spoke to students and many members of our community. Students entertained guests with facts about holidays around the world. We have a close partnership with Lake Cormorant Middle School and Lake Cormorant High School students. Members of different sports teams come to mentor students monthly, and Beta Club members tutor in different classrooms. This partnership brings the smallest Gators and biggest Gators together as one Gator family. These are just a few things that make Lake Cormorant Elementary an amazing place for students and teachers to come every day. These, along with the hundreds of other intentional and precise decisions we make daily, helped us to become the 8 school we are today.
Thank you. We wanted to show and highlight a few of the things that we do at Lake Cormorant and to let you know that we intentionally plan activities every day to engage our students to always challenge their best. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all. Y'all have done an amazing job at Lake Cormorant Elementary School. I'm just so proud of all that y'all have accomplished, and y'all did a great job of hosting everyone out there in December for the excellence program. I want to thank y'all for hanging in there with us, and this was a little bit different today because we had the 2 board members calling. One of them had a flight, so we had to kind of delay, but we appreciate y'all staying with us. Great presentation. Thank y'all.
Thank you, ladies. The next item on the agenda is item O, revised board policy IHA, rating system. Ms. Wood.
Yes, sir. This is being presented as a revision. The changes are to align first grade more with second grade and not kindergarten, remove the reading level requirements, and change pre-AP to accelerated English.
Any questions on this week? Mr. Wilson, your recommendation?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IHA for grading systems.
All right. Based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation to approve board item O, revised board policy IHA. Do we have a motion to that effect? Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Next item on the agenda is item P, which is revised board policy IHEA, class ranking. Ms. Williams.
Yes, this policy is being revised to remove organic chemistry from the advanced course list.
Okay, any questions of Ms. Weeks? Not your recommendation, Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IHEA for class ranking.
Based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation to approve the revised board policy IHEA, do we have a motion to that effect?
I make that motion.
Motion having been made, do we have a second? Motion made and seconded, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Next item is number Q, revised board policy IHE, promotion and retention. Ms. Williams.
Yes, this policy is being revised to align first grade more with second grade and to rename the third grade gateway examination the literacy-based promotion act.
Any questions this week? Your recommendation then, Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IHE for promotion and retention.
All right, based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation to approve the revised board policy IHE, do we have that in the form of a motion? Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion having been made and seconded, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Next item is, R, revised board policy IHFAD, graduation assessment options. Ms. Weeks.
Yes, this policy is being revised to remove the one after American history.
Remove the one.
Yes. Instead of American history one, students are able to take American history one and American history two.
Okay, all right. Based on Ms. Weeks' explanation for this, Mr. Ellis, you have a recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy IHFAD for graduation assessment options.
Based on Mr. Russellson's recommendation to approve the revised board policy IHFAD, do we have that in the form of a motion?
I make that motion.
Motion having been made, do we have a second? Motion made and seconded, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. All right, next item on the agenda is item S, which is the revised board policy IHFA, special education graduation / occupational diploma. Ms. Weeks.
Yes, this policy is being revised to remove the statement under item number 2 on page 1.
All right, based on Ms. Weeks' explanation of item S, do we have a recommendation? Mr. Russell?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend to the board to approve the revised board policy IHFA for special education graduation for occupational diploma.
Based upon Mr. Russellson's recommendation, do we have a motion to that effect? Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second being made, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Next item of business is, number T, revised board policy 2, testing program. Ms. Weeks.
Yes, this policy is being revised to add the specific assessment that will be given as required by the Mississippi Public School Academy.
Thank you. Based on Ms. Weeks' explanation, Mr. Russellson, do you have a recommendation to the board?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve the revised board policy for II for the testing program.
Based on Mr. Russellson's recommendation to approve revised board policy II, do we have that in the form of a motion? To that effect?
I'll make that motion.
Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second being made, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Policy is adopted. Number U, revised board policy JVC school admissions. Ms. Weeks.
Yes, this policy is being revised to align with ESSA by adding item D regarding admissions of EL and/or immigrant students, and under item C, identifying those students residing in a neglected or delinquent facility.
Okay, based on Ms. Weeks' explanation, Mr. Consultant, do you have a recommendation to approve number U?
Mr. Chairman, I recommend to the board to approve letter U, revised board policy JVC school admissions.
All right, based upon Mr. Consultant's recommendation and Ms. Weeks' explanation, we have this in the form of a motion.
So moved.
Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second having been made, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, motion is carried. Thank you, Ms. Weeks.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's ready to go. Excellent.
Okay. Next item of business is personnel. Ms. Alexander.
Yes, sir. Your personnel packet this afternoon includes recommendations, personnel changes, the memo for those not receiving educator license, $65 per day, the memo for myself on the Ole Miss Principal Corps program, to sponsor an administrative intern for the 2019-2020 school year. This person will be paid on a 187-day license pay scale. There's a memo from Ms. Hallmark, the Director of Child Nutrition for the Summer Food Service Program. We will be in collaboration with YMCA to serve students in DeSoto County Schools. The program will take place May 28th through July 26th, and it will provide meals for the third grade reading camp. We're asking for approval for 5 summer food service managers, an hourly rate of $12.50 up to 6 hours per day, 6 summer food service workers, an hourly rate of $10.50 up to 6 hours per day, 2 summer food service manager subs, and 2 summer food service worker subs. There's a memo from Ms. Hallmark on permission to continue to pay an employee at the rate of $13.50 per hour for the 2019-2020 school year. Pages on page 11 and page 12, you have child nutrition maintenance technician job description. Page 13 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Ingram, Director of Federal Programs, on 2 employees. This is due to an oversight to be approved for tutoring. They began tutoring on February the 10th and ending on June the 30th. They can work for a total of 150 hours and we paid at $27 per hour. Page 14 is the assistant principal list of recommendations for the 1920 school year. Page 15 is the assistant principal recommendation contingent upon license renewal for an employee. Page 16 through 119 are license recommendation and contingent license renewal for the 1920 school year. Page 120 is a license recommendation for the 1920 school year. Page 121 is a license recommendation for the 2019-2020 school year. Pages 122 and page 123 is the resignation and explanation of a recent resignation from an employee.
All right, thank you, Mr. Allen. All right, Mr. Austin, the recommendation on personnel.
Mr. Chairman, I recommend the board to approve personnel as presented.
All right, Mr. Alexander's presentation of personnel and the superintendent's recommendation to approve. Do we have this motion to that effect?
Make that motion.
Motion having been made, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second to approve personnel as presented. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the motion is carried. Personnel presentation is approved. Item B. Residency appeal. Mr. Carter,
Yes, sir. We have one item to discuss in executive session.
one item. Since this is the first board meeting of the month, we do have public comments. If there's anyone here that would like to speak to the board on any matter, you have 3 minutes. No one to speak to the board at this time. Mrs. Hunter, Albie Hunter, your matter involves a student matter, ma'am, and that will be heard in closed session. I need a motion then for consideration of closed session to determine whether the board should enter executive session for the following matters. 1 ongoing matter of litigation, 1 contract matter regarding facilities use, a residency appeal, and a request to appeal is not. So, do I have that in the form of a motion?
I make that motion.
Okay. The board will retire to chambers. All right. She needs a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Chase will come back and inform you whether the board intends to stay in executive recess meeting will be scheduled for April the 18th at 3:00 p.m. here in these chambers.